Hey y'all, I'm back with another one. I know it's been a couple weeks. I apologize. Just been trying to keep my mind on the right path and keep pushing forward because I'm still going through it, child. So today is February 8th, and I say that because I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload these videos. So, with that being said, today's video is gonna be on how reading is fundamental, and I'm gonna give you a quick experience, something I just experienced. All right, let's get into it. So, I was in a situation where my Wi-Fi was cut off, couldn't pay it. Phone bill cut off, couldn't pay it. So I have no type of internet, right? Can't do my usual. So, I basically I was like, all right, I'm gonna just sleep today because I just don't want to deal with it. Like I'll figure it out tomorrow. So I probably laid in the bed till like 4 p.m. And then I was like, you know what, God, please tell me what I need to do because I don't want to just be idle. I don't want to just not do nothing. Like, please tell me what I should be doing so I can be learning something or getting some information or just doing something productive in general. So, the word read a book, not the word, but read a book came into my mind. So, I went in my closet and I have like a little shelf. It's not a full shelf, it's just like a little section of books. Now, I collected these books when I was working at a warehouse. I was probably like 18, 19, and it was a book warehouse. So, like, thousands of books is coming through online, and we basically just, rejecting them or accepting them. So, we were able to take us, I don't know if it was unlimited or if it was like a certain amount of books that we could take home every night, but they was letting us take home books. So I would just, find some books that was interesting to me and I'll take them home. So I found this book in particular. Well, yeah, I found these books. How I Retired at 26. And the author's name is Asia Tyson or Asha. I apologize, Miss Ma'am, if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But I found that book as well as Iyanla Van Zant in the meantime. And it says, Finding Yourself and the Love You Want. Iyanla Van Zant. So I'm like, all right, which ones do I want to read? Let's get into it. And then I decided to read How I Retired at 26. I decided to read that. So basically, okay, so I read this book within 27 hours, y'all. Like, let's get that out the way. I was determined to like read it, get through it, boom. And it was really good. Like, she's really amazing. And everything that I was reading, it was like, okay, I've went through these steps. I went through the process. I've went through the process of it. Now, what's next? So it was like, this was God's way of telling me like what's next in my life, what I need to be working on. So I'm just gonna like paraphrase what the book was about. And I also want to state that it was, I'm just gonna go by the copyright date, but it was copyrighted or copywritten, one of them. But it was copywritten in it says 1998 and then 2001. So basically, what I'm trying to say is this was, how many years ago was that, y'all? This 22 years ago, 22, 23, 24, 22 to 24 years ago. This book is when she, you know what I'm saying? Not published it, but you get what I'm saying, y'all. It's been 22 years. This book has been out, and it's still, everything that she wrote about, it still applies to today. Like, I ain't gonna say I was shocked, but it was amazing to me, like how everything applies to today. And first I want to say, she put this in there, y'all. I'm gonna read it. She says, This book, these efforts, my life, is dedicated to the Almighty, my refugee. So she's speaking on God. I am everything I am because you love me. When everyone had forsaken me, you took me up. So, she based this off of God. She based her book off of God. Like, that's how she started it. That's her foundation, God. So I love that about it. Now, let me paraphrase what the book was about. So first she started off with her childhood, the first 3 chapters, and she had a very rough childhood. Abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse. Um, those are the main 3 things. Excuse me, Miss Tyson, if I miss anything as far as your abuse. But she was abused, and then she got tired, so she ran away at 17, and she was homeless. She was living in a homeless shelter. Um, After that, she ended up going to school. She saw this opportunity. Something came in the mail, if I'm not mistaken. She saw the opportunity to just take off. She barely had money. She just did the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So she got her master's. I forgot in what, but she got her master's, and she accomplished a few more things, but she still wasn't satisfied. She still was not satisfied, and that's when she found out she had to heal. So she tells us these steps in order to retire at 26. And when she says retire, y'all, it's not what you think. It's not the retire at 65 and all I got to do is live my life for the rest of my life. Like, no, I'll get into it. So basically, she says you want to heal from any trauma, start back from childhood. You want to heal. You want to forgive anybody that you feel has done you wrong. And then you want to understand or understand that they did what they could with what they knew, and that they was battling their own demons when they did you however they did you. So don't play the blame game, and regardless of what happened, like you still have to move forward in your life. You still have goals to meet. You still have a passion or a purpose that you need to fulfill by God. So she went into the healing process. After that, what did she say? She said, find your purpose and find your passion. Figure out what you're good at. If you're a jack of all trades, you take one thing and you connect it with the rest. So if you do hair and you want to own a restaurant, and I'll leave it at that. Let's say you do hair, you want to own a restaurant and some more stuff. But by you doing hair, you're going to collect all that bread in order to put a down payment on the building of your restaurant. Like, you're just going to build up to what you really want to do, and you're going to incorporate everything you know by doing it. You're going to incorporate everything you know to get to, your ultimate goal, whatever that may be. So she said that use your purpose and passion, and then that's going to lead you into your wealth as well. God wants us to use our purpose, what he brought us on this earth to do, in order to create that wealth that we need to create. I ain't gonna say we're not supposed to, but you shouldn't be working at these jobs. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, you shouldn't be working at these jobs that's not fulfilling you and what you want to do and how you feel and your money, whatever money you want to make in the world, not in the world, but make in your lifetime. Don't just settle. Basically, don't settle. Like, find out what you need to do. That's what she's saying. And lastly, she's like, gain a relationship with wealth, gain a relationship with money. Let me go to this page. Now, she has 5 questions that she wrote in a book. It's the bullet points, y'all. I'm gonna read it off to you because I am gonna follow what she said. She was like, we can only quote or paraphrase 300 words and then let them know, like, by who. Other than that, we got to get her permission. So I am gonna follow that because it's respect. So the bullet point, she says, money. During the course of our relationship, what has my attitude been towards you? Money. Do I love you? If so, why? Money. Am I afraid of you? If so, why? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you measure my honesty regarding you specifically? And it says in quotations or parentheses, sorry, you will instantaneously see a number in your mind. Write it down. And the last one was money. If you are running from me, what things do I say or do in particular that perpetuate this situation? So I actually did this activity, y'all. I actually did this activity, and it gave me understanding or understanding on what I need to do better with my money. Now, I will say this. I do make sure my bills is paid, like when I was, working and stuff like that. Not to say I don't, not to say that's not my intent, but when I was working and, I was making sure my bills was paid. That was my first priority. But see me, I'm so selfless and I want to give so much and help people that are in need. I was giving my money away, just giving it away. Like I don't got to work hard for it, just giving it away because I feel bad for people. You can't do that. You have to ask God, please lead me or tell me if I should be helping this individual, that individual, the third. Don't just give money out like that. So now that's another now I see that's another reason that I'm in the situation that I'm in now, because of how I handle my money. Now some people are selfish. They don't want to give money. They'll see somebody struggling, don't care. That's none of they ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care. Hey, that's on you. Like, people is like that. So that's probably more common than how I am. But either way it goes, that is messing up the relationship with money. So that's going to stop us from getting what we want, what we desire, right? So I realized that was one of the things that I needed to know. Now, okay, now something else she said in a book. She was like, all your bills, right? Everything. First of all, you want to make sure that you're paying everybody back, whether that's personal loans, credit cards, whatever, house loans, car loan, whatever, any loan, anything that you owe people, pay it back. Don't do people wrong. Don't sit up here and think, oh, they ain't worried about it. Like, I ain't got it. I can't pay them back. It is. Don't do that. Like, when you get that bread, you make sure that's your priority to pay the people back. It don't matter who it is, whoever you owe. And then she said, you know how you get credit card statements in the mail and you're not, maybe you having difficulties paying it. Like right now I'm having difficulties paying my credit card, so they steady sending me letters in the mail. So I just started letting them build up, like, because I already know how much I owe. I know what it is. I don't even want to open it. And she was like, what you need to do is you need to open all of those statements, and you need to make sure you're keeping the most up-to-date statements in a pile and throw away any old statements. Make sure that you're keeping everything that you owe in order. Don't just leave them, the piece of mail or mail closed up. Like, don't do that. You have to have intent. You have to be mindful, and you have to be willing to, show the universe that you're about to pay this stuff off. Don't just leave it and push it off to the side. And like I said, I had a whole pile of credit card debt and other debt just sitting there. So I literally went through it. Right after I read that part, I went through it, threw away the old stuff. Now I got a pile of, okay, I got to pay this, that, and the third off. And then I wrote down in my phone, okay, as far as family or friends, I got to pay this person, that person, that person. And I'm just staying mindful of what I want to do when I do get the amount of money to pay them back. And my intention is on paying them back. Like, that's the first thing that I want to get out the way with my money, period. So she also goes into she just says, get your credit reports, go through that and pay it. See what may be extra on there that was supposed to be on there. Just stay on top of your game. Then she says, sorry, y'all, I'm trying to just go through it quick. Tap on a couple quick things. She says learn money, y'all. She says learn money. So she says learn the difference between a mutual fund and a money market account, stock and a bond, 401k, 403b. So it's a lot to it. It's a lot of different things that we can learn. It's a lot of different things that we need to gain knowledge on as far as money. And that's how we're going to become successful. But you ain't gonna get no money unless you start from the very beginning, which is healing. That's why I said, that's why I speak on healing. I feel like I speak on healing a lot in my channel. But it's very imperative that we heal, because how you think you gonna just gain some money? Like, it don't make sense, and you're hurting. So then you're gonna be irresponsible with the money because you're still hurting because you haven't done the work that you need to do. It makes sense. I hope this makes sense to y'all. I'm really trying to explain it to the best of my ability. But this book was amazing, y'all. Again, I read it within 27 hours, and I went through those steps. I went through those steps of healing. I was already in the process, so it was like God just showed me the way. Like, it was meant for me not to have no type of internet or Wi-Fi, because I needed to get to the next step of what I needed to do in my process as of now, and that's gaining a relationship with money, figuring out what I need to do. Now, this book, Iyanla book, I'm still going through it. This book is very long. It's like over 300 pages, sorry. But Iyanla is also speaking on, and that's one thing that these two books have in common. They're speaking on love, y'all. These two books, they're speaking on love. God is love. So without love, putting love into everything, you're not going to get too far. You're going to have multiple problems in life. You're going to always face problems in life. You got to figure out love. And again, it goes back to healing. But Iyanla, at first I was confused, like how she had her set up, because every book is set up differently. But I caught on to what she was doing now. She references a house. So basically she's like, okay, the dirt in your basement, the dirt on the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, and then the attic. So basically the basement is where you do what you want. You do what you want to do. You're living in your ego. You're living for self. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to build the best relationship that you can. You're just lacking. You're lacking qualities. You're lacking a lot of qualities. So that's the basement. Then the first floor will be like, okay, you got this that you got this that you're supposed to do, but you're still lacking in this area, and so on and so forth. So she uses different people that are in relationships. Like one that just came to the dome off the top of my head would be how she talked about this woman that was dating a married man, and it's like she was like, I just want to do it until I find my love. And it's like, you can't do that. First of all, he's a married man, and you're not, that's forbidden by God, right? Thou shalt not, what is it, y'all? Commit adultery. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, she's not committing adultery, but he is. And you knowing that he's a married man, you're not supposed to go along with that. So no, you're not necessarily married, but you're doing wrong by entertaining this man. So she's like, Iyanla's explaining how, okay, the lady thinks that she can do this and until she gets married, until she finds the right man, but she don't understand you'll never find the right man. You'll never find your husband because of what you're doing. You're doing wrong. And then it's not the lady's first married man that she done messed with. She messed with another married man prior. So she's like, okay, well, you have to take a step back and figure out, where am I at? What space am I in for me to be attracting these married men? And that's facts. That goes for anything. Like, what space am I in to be attracting this cheater, liar, abuser, physically, mentally, verbally, like whatever negative trait? Like, who am I? What am I? Where am I in this process where I'm attracting these type of people? So that was facts. But I'm still reading this, and it's good. But like, basically, this book is about love, loving yourself, loving others. God is love, just love. So, um, what I was getting at, y'all, was reading is fundamental. Like I said, reading is fundamental. I've always loved reading when I was younger, and then life happened, and I just started working and going to school and just getting distracted. But reading is very fundamental, and I would definitely recommend hard covers, soft covers. It don't matter. Like, that's just me. I like hard. I don't really care for audio books and online reading. I like the real deal. I like to be able to physically read and go back and saying, stuff like that. It's just a different experience. It's old school, I would say, because how these kids doing now and stuff all online. But this is old school, and you gain more information. Like, I just feel like you gain more information. It's really explained thoroughly, because I've become big on watching videos, watching people talk. And it's like, okay, they talking, but you're not really getting you're not getting, I don't want to say information. You're getting information, but you're not getting, like, it's not sort. Like, I don't know how to explain it, y'all. It's like, it's not a source. You know how, like, back in school, like, we would have to cite where we got some information from, like a book or this website or .org, .gov, stuff like that. Like, just listening to people, it's more so like how they feel. It's more so their experience, or it's, yeah, yeah. It's not really, it's not where they got it from. Like, it's not, okay, I got this information from da. Which is nothing wrong with that, but it's a different experience with reading, y'all. It's a part of the process. That's what I would say. Reading is a part of the process. You could watch your videos, you know what I'm saying? Get your information like that. You could talk to other people, that's cool. But, like, definitely incorporate reading. And when I am in a position where I got extra money, like, I'm definitely gonna buy more books, like, from my Black people. It's just a lot of information out there. And I want to tell y'all to read this book. If y'all could find it, read it or buy it if you could find it. Even though it's 22 to 24 years copywritten before, it's really good. Like, it's really good, y'all. I will really read this again. I think I'm gonna read this again for real. And Iyanla is good too. I like Iyanla too, y'all. She's on her own network, and I used to watch her show, Iyanla Vanzant's Fix My Life. I don't know if y'all seen that before, but she's like a therapist. She's a doctor for sure. But she speaks to families, Black families for the most part, or I think they're all Black. I forgot, but she speaks to families, just on the trauma and how to get through it, and how to deal with it. So, but yeah, y'all, start reading books. It's very important. And excuse me, your experience may be like mine. Shoot, you trying to get over this one block, this one step. You trying to get to the next step. That's it. And then boom, you found you a book, and it lets you know what it is, what that step is, and then you can start incorporating it. And I also just want to say, if it wasn't for that warehouse, like, I wouldn't have found this book. So I could think like, oh, that warehouse, that was just a waste of time. That was just to get some money, pay my bills. But no, like, everything that we go through in life, it's a reason for it. And it's going to be beneficial in some way, or it should be beneficial in some way. So by me working there, shoot, I end up coming up on a great book that got me to the next step. And that was 3-4 years ago. I'm just now reading this book 3-4 years later. And that's when it really is useful to me. Like, God played that so well. Thank you, God. And like I always say, God is waiting on you. You're the only one playing. Make sure y'all like, comment. Make sure you hit me up for any questions. If you need any advice, like I always say, I always leave that in my description. So, you can talk to me, y'all. Whatever you may be going through, I'll try to help you to the best of my ability. And y'all have a good day. See you. Peace.